How are all you beautiful people doing today? This is Joe the Platformer here, bringing you part 45 of Shadowbringers. Last time we went through the dungeon the Grand Cosmos and found a new Mo using a lot of magics and familiars to pretty much keep people away. And we found a possibility of being able to help good old Halric here and the other people afflicted by the Sin Eaters here in the Inn of Journey's Head. I couldn't remember the name. Unfortunately, my power went out, so this is going to go up later than I wanted it to, because I couldn't even record. So I only got to record 2 episodes of this and 3 episodes of Medieval Remake. So these are all going up not when I wanted them to at all. So happy Halloween, everybody! But sadly, I won't get to actually say that in any of the videos because none of them were supposed to be up on Halloween, and 2 of them are going to go up on Halloween. Good for the soul. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the royal court of Vebert, and the soul craft was my field of study. I forget how to pronounce it. I think it's Vebert. The tonic you administered to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom, but in the end my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. You mustn't dwell in the past, and besides, you were used. I know that only too well. Alas, the knowledge we require is steeped in such bitter memories. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether. Do you think it can be done? Where the sky is still ablaze in primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility. But now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done if it's all the same to you. Whatever regions must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. Yeah, let's get this done. I admire your spirit. Very well, your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest of waters and finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help the patients, fine. Alfino, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Fine. We'll pay a visit to Ilmeg then, though I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. I mean, I could just get Heyo to do it, but whatever. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fey folk. Oh, while you're about it, seek out the new Mo of Pla Inni. They will be able to supply you with water suitable for our needs. Right, let's get this over with, shall we? There still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? Yeah, you can count on me. Okay, I guess we're heading to Ilmeg? Well, maybe, we'll see. Clay from Amarang would likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? Well, there are the scavengers in Mordsuk. Scavengers, you say? Well, they may know the lie of the land, but I dare say they are more interested in the trinkets and baubles hiding in the earth than its earth itself. Now, miners, on the other hand... Come on, man! I was gonna click that, but I was like, that's too obvious. Maybe these people have found some. Yeah, sure, maybe. What's that? You know the miners of Twine. Perfect. Speak with them, and you should have no trouble procuring what we need. Well, thought that was done. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there is aught else I can learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here. Magnus. You guys have to ignore all the side quests I haven't done here yet. Just haven't gotten around to it. Shosav. Well, what a coincidence. You've come at a good time. We've just this moment finished repairing the Talos and trolley you lot took to Naboth-Rang. The trolley was no trouble, but the Talos would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man, that Chai News. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talos to work. Like a giant trolley! But Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Yarrick, but that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me Shosov here didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? You guys know of any particularly special clay around here? I see, and this familiar requires clay from Amarang. Well, look no further. If anyone can find you some quality clay, it's us. Saying that isn't exactly a commodity nowadays, but there must be some lurking somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from the Mount Burin mines to make... I thought that said adrobe. I thought there was an R. I don't know why. To make adobe bricks. I guess adobe. Place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than to look there. Okay, I can handle it. Thank you. Just some fucking coyotes! Oh god. What the hell was that? I heard something. No. I thought I clicked destination, but I guess I did not. The music in this game is so good! Knew it. You're gonna have a bad day, friend. I absolutely did not need to do this to this poor coyote, but we're doing this to this poor coyote. Oh, the flare! I don't even remember if I put my dots on it. I think I did, but I don't remember. The twins have returned, and in one piece at that. I was convinced the pixies wouldn't turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it. Yeah, here. Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and the water, and heat the mixture with the Fey lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Beglug, I can't remember how to pronounce that at all. I have a question. In the event we had need of this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Halric and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there is a chance the spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhap you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, can drastically increase the magic's effect. And you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are few in all of Norvrant more dedicated... There are few. I said a few. I think they said there are a few in all of Norvrant more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Shosov? But I'll see what I can do. What the fuck, man? Some of these are... I hate some of those responses. Absolutely. She's the best woman for the job. I'll give it a try. I'll give it my all. God, I can't read today. I'll give it my all for Halric, for Tesleen. Then we are all of a mind on the matter. Alice should be the one to conjure the familiar. I wonder if it's going to turn into something interesting because of that.
Let us begin.
Also, excuse, I can't do old lady voice.
I trust you've prepared the clay. Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy. Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean.
That was a weird face.
There we are. How's that?
That noise was terrifying.
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Good for you, Alphino's voice actor. Oh, my character! What the fuck was that face? Just, what are you doing?
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
Okay. My character's fucking face. I think I'm gonna have to zoom in on that. Oh my god.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye.
Every time I hear this, I keep thinking of Call J. Wentworth, 877 Cash Now, or whatever.
Now,
I don't remember.
As I
But I
taught
hear
you,
it.
Relax and allow your energies to flow.
I mostly hear the Call J. Wentworth. Local thing, I think. Come on, Alice, I believe in you.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
It's precious!
Not bad for a first attempt.
It's like anime Dumbo.
Let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
Don't name it Tesleen. I'll be sad.
A name. All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Angelo? It's doing something.
Mother,
It's time for spoops. It's not time for feels. At least it works. At least a little bit. How is he, Beglug? Did it work? I believe it did. Your new fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive, and if color has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric. As you are even now in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the invoker. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true of this subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I could fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect. That is, to induce stagnation, thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via Aurasight. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Beglug said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the Tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of most Tempered to become slaves to primals, save in a handful of cases. Or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source. Oh, my heart! I forget their name specifically, but it's the little, oh god, and I can't remember the name of the species either. They're up in with the, god, the people in Limsa. I can't remember, but it's the one, the little kid that summoned Titan on accident because of the parents getting killed and all that crazy shit that happened. I can't remember the name. My brain. They'll probably say the name. I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. Yes, thank you. Yeah, Gabu could. I don't know if it's Gabu, if that sounds ridiculous. I know that was their name, but I can't remember if that's how it's pronounced. Exactly. His condition is uncannily similar to Halric's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul was suffused with earth-aspected ether instead of light. It follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this Gabu fellow of whom you speak? A young boy who lost his parents, summoned forth a primal stuffed story that I can't properly recollect. I see. His condition does sound similar, yet there is much and more about the soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is a delicate work we do here. Work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with their treatment. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Beglug, and see if you can't make some headway with their newly posited theories. I would tell you to rest first, but I see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium, then. Finally, I found you! Who said that? Oh, hey! Kai Shir, what are you doing all the way out here? Music? Come on, man. There's trouble back in Yulmore. Lady Chai is beside herself. Sighing, pacing, the whole lot. Near enough begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. I take it I'll be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on, then. It's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Beglug. Beglug. I can't pronounce that to save my life. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says it's the future of Yulmore is at stake. She said the future Eulmore's sister. Dun 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 dun. Well, that can't be good. Cashier. Oh god, is that mine? Get out of here. Nowhere to turn. Cashier is anxious to see you and Alphino back to Eulmore. Lady Chai is up in the parlor. Best not keep her waiting, eh? Okay. Let's get there quick. Come on, man. I can't have anything good just happen. Hiccup. The future of Eulmore is at stake, is it? Well, do for them what you can, but keep an eye on Alphino, would you? See to it he doesn't involve himself more than is necessary. Alphino! Well, Not here seems to be out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. Okay. Dulia. Voiced cutscene? Sure seems like it. What's wrong?
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
But that is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Gulg. With Lord Vorthri out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Eulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice.
It sounds like he just cracked under pressure. And they've already made a point in Shadowbringers that he's got like a really big problem with like stress, so...
Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced.
Hopefully we could just talk him into it. We just gotta find him.
Perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
We'll find him.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so?
Alphino may have the right of it, but still...
What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
I don't think he was gonna stay gone, at least on his wife, because he loves her. Sorry, but I think he's fled. I don't know, but whatever it is, he won't have fled.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return.
Ship. And it's already a real ship.
Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
You can count on us.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
Alright, Alfredo, let's go find him and kick his ass. Bring him back now! No, hopefully it's... He might be, gearing up for this role that's been sort of thrust upon him. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, well, anyway, that is all the time that I have for this episode. Sorry, but I wanted to keep it a bit short, but I wanted to make sure I could also get it up as quick as possible, since our power went out and just ran into some other technical issues. Some stuff's been going on in personal life a lot over the past month, but then my car started to misfire yesterday. It's been fun. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to get notified if you haven't already, and to check out some links that will be popping up here on the end screen in just a moment. All that helps a lot. Anyway, I'll see you all next time in part 46 of Shadowbringers. Love you all, and I hope your dreams come true. Peace out, everyone.